On the news tonight, National Council of State approves appointment of Professor Joash Ojo Amupiton-San as new INEC chairman. The Nigerian Police Force suspends tinted glass permit enforcement temporarily. Good evening and welcome to Nta Ijebu Ode at 7. My name is Erefe Okushala and here are the news in details. The National Council of State has approved the nomination of Professor Joash Ojo Amupiton-San from the North Central as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. A statement from the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, explained that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presented Amupiton as the nominee to fill the vacant position following the exit of Professor Mohammed Yakubu, who served from 2015 to October 2025. President Tinubu told the council that Amupiton is the first person from Kogi, North Central State, nominated to occupy the position and is apolitical. Council members unanimously supported the nomination, with Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo describing Amupiton as a man of integrity. In compliance with the Constitution, President Tinubu will now send Amupiton's name to the Senate for screening. Amupiton, 58, from Ayetoro the Ijimu local government area in Kogi State, is a professor of law at the University of Jos Plateau. He is also an alumnus of the university. He specializes in company law, law of evidence, corporate governance, and privatization law. He became a senior advocate of Nigeria in September 2014. Amupiton was born on April 25, 1967. Until his appointment, Professor Amupiton serves as the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration at University of Jos, a position he holds in conjunction with being the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Governing Council of Joseph Ayobabala University in Osun State. Federal government has given all federal tertiary institutions 30 days deadline to reconcile and submit reports of utilized balances within the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, for joint verification. Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, issued the directive at a meeting with heads of federal tertiary institutions, bursars, and procurement directors. Zenet Dijim reports.
This engagement is part of the ministry's renewed commitment to enforcing zero-tolerance policy on financial mismanagement and addressing recurrent issue of unutilized funds in tertiary institutions. To further address the challenge, plans are underway to introduce capacity-building programs aimed at enhancing expertise in procurement and project management, alongside the enforcement of quarterly reviews.
These are funds that we need to rebuild classes, build laboratories, engineering workshops, faculty offices, student auditoriums, buy instructional materials to tertiary institutions. Also, some of these funds that might even be relevant and lecturers need for career advancement.
There are guidelines on how these funds are being accessed. And once that guidelines are not met, that money cannot be accessed. So these things, sometimes it takes time.
The Ministry of Education appeals to stakeholders to work collectively towards reversing the negative trend and ensure prudent use of public resources. In Abuja, Zenra Dimun, NTA News.
A 2-year strategic plan on gender mainstreaming for implementing the renewed Hope agenda for Nigerian women, top issues dissected by stakeholders with the Minister of Women Affairs in Abuja. Ngozi Technical report that the Minister calls for collaborative partnership among stakeholders, focusing on the 8 thematic areas of the plan.
Accelerating women empowerment is the focus of this gathering, with attendance of a delegation from the World Bank, women leaders and civil society groups. Under the President's agenda for Nigerian women is the Renewed Hope Social Impact Intervention 774. The Minister of Women Affairs explains that the aim is to empower up to 50 million women across sectors, who will generate up to $1 trillion into the nation's GDP, enroll 2 million out-of-school children to safe learning environments, among others.
The focus is multi-sectoral because women feature strongly around all these sectors and they're major players. So what we want is to strengthen their potential so that they can all key in to building the $1 trillion economy as we envisage as an administration.
Other stakeholders emphasized promoting gender equality to tap into Nigeria's women intellectual endowment as they pledge their commitment to the strategic plan.
Let us take the advantage of this administration and whatever that we need that will better the better the lives of Nigerian women, this is the time.
We possess the unique ability to create lasting, sustainable change for women in Nigeria.
Speakers also outlined solutions to potential impediments for effective implementation and success. In Abuja, Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
Dr. Olajumoke Ode has called on Nigerian investors to build modern industries and unlock the economic potential in Ogbomoso, cashew, mango and cassava for processing and packaging to attract global markets, in line with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The minister stated this at the maiden Ogbomoso Economic Summit. Abiodun Babalola reports.
Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Olajumoke Ode says Ogbomoso cashew, mango and cassava are considered the best in Nigeria in terms of quality and stressed the need to leverage technology, build industries capable of processing the cash crops into finished products for local and export opportunities.
One where Ogbomoso's youth, entrepreneurs and investors can look to the future with confidence. The future where made in Ogbomoso products are exported across Africa and the world.
Let's think of our city as God sees a city. He gave us a lot, gave us a unique cashew that is the best in the world, gave us mango that doesn't taste like that anywhere in the world. Why don't you think about investing in our town?
Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde represented and others harped on enabling environment and infrastructure to attract investors. Packaged agricultural products, including local fabrics, were also displayed at the summit to attract local producers and entrepreneurs. Abiodun Babalola, NTA News.
You're watching Nta Ijebu Ode at 7. I'm going on a short break. Please stay tuned.
Oh, what a wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean white and all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent, happiness with every wash.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene and secure environment of Oyo Township in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now, admission is in progress. Visit www.atibauniversity.edu.ng to apply or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.
Welcome back from the break and thank you for joining us. The Nigerian Police Force has temporarily suspended the enforcement of the Motor Vehicles Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act 1991 after deliberation with the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) at the force headquarters in Abuja. In a statement, the force said the suspension will remain in effect pending the outcome of a motion on notice scheduled for October 16, 2025 at the Federal High Court in Warri, Delta State. During the NBA's visit to Louis Edet's house, both parties stressed the importance of synergy in upholding the rule of law and restoring public confidence. To this end, a joint police NBA committee has been inaugurated. Meanwhile, the force enjoined vehicle owners to use the window of suspension to regularize their documentation and comply with all regulations. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun reaffirmed the force's commitment to fair enforcement, transparency, and constructive stakeholders' engagement. After days of data assessment and review of the first biennial transparency report, participants are now better equipped to provide the required data that will enable Nigeria to deliver an improved second biennial transparency report and fourth national communication to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Charles Alpha reports.
Biennial transparency report (BTR) are expected to be prepared by countries and submitted to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change every 2 years. The reports show the level of progress made by countries in meeting their climate obligations, particularly in reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
We build the capacity of the approving authorities, which are the honorable commissioners and the permanent secretaries here present. So after this workshop, a template will be given to submitted to them. And as they are getting this information, we are archiving and analyzing.
With Nigeria due to submit its second biennial transparency report, BTR2, and fourth national communication NC4, the challenge of accurate data collection has been identified as a major concern.
This workshop comes at the right time, and we are moving towards the right direction, and we have to push it to see that we archive all our data.
States are supposed to work closely with their local government. When they work very closely with their local government and define a strategy of data collection, it becomes easy for the state, it becomes seamless for the National Council on Climate Change.
Although Nigeria is making progress, concerns remain over the absence of a strong institutional framework to ensure seamless data flow between national, state, and local government levels.
What is happening in the field is at the level of the states where they are implemented. And if they are not trained, they don't have the system there, collated and then included in the report. I think that this is the number one challenge that we need to address.
From the engagement that I see during this particular workshop, yes, there is prospect. Data would start to flow. We are getting the commitment of several states and MDAs.
One of the key recommendations was for the National Council on Climate Change to engage the Nigerian Governors Forum to further sensitize state leaders on the need to support climate desk officers. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
The need for government at all levels to prioritize the welfare of the elderly persons took center stage at the National Older Persons Day celebration in Ilorin State. Shola Wade has the report.
Many years of a person's existence on earth, along with the wealth of experiences gathered over time, qualify someone as an elderly person. However, as they grow older, these individuals often become physically weaker and more vulnerable, requiring special care and attention. Speakers at the event emphasized the importance of preparing for retirement and planning adequately for old age, stressing that care for the elderly must be a societal priority. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdrazak, who was represented at the event, reaffirmed the state government's commitment to the welfare of elderly citizens. He noted that his administration is putting necessary facilities in place to ensure their comfort and well-being.
There's a proposal already on the Excellency table on the building of the geriatric center, which will be at Amayo Rehabilitation Home, and His Excellency is already working on that. And it's a very welcome development.
I want to employ the government of this nation to also look deeply into the care of older persons. It goes into different stages. We have what we call the acute care, the intermediate care, and the long-term care.
When you take care of them, they bless you. Many of the struggling that is going on with our younger people is because they've neglected the elderly.
With our advocacy, sensitization, people are beginning to understand, and they are beginning to look into that, like philanthropies, our government. This time is the first time that the Kwara State government is supporting us towards that care.
A highlight of the event was the exhibition of crafts and handmade items produced by retirees, showcasing their creativity and continued relevance in society. The event also featured the inauguration of the Kwara State Stakeholder Steering Committee on Aging and presentation of awards to distinguished individuals who have made significant contributions to the society and the welfare of other persons, including the first Miss Nigeria, Chief Grace Oyelude, who is now 94 years old, and 99-year-old educationalist, former CAN Secretary, Pa Olushola Ajolore. Shola Wahid, NTA News.
This will be all we have on our English update. Thanks for your updates. It's Aditya Adegmeru. My name is Rafael Boshala, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, what a wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean whites and all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent, happiness with every wash.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene, and secure environment of Oyo Township in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now, admission is in progress. Visit www.atibauniversity.edu.ng to apply, or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.